Isabela, hola. ¿De dónde surgió una idea tan divertida como hacer el porno verde? ¿De dónde salió esa idea? ¿Cómo fue todo el proceso? Sí, ¿cómo fue la idea?
I did a film. I worked with a Canadian director called Iván, and in a film called My Saddest Music in the World, that was shown in the retrospective. And while working with Guy, I was thinking that I would have liked to do an homage to my father, who in 2006 would have been 100 years old. And I know that museums all over the world were organizing a major retrospective on him. So with the help of Jody, who was producing The Saddest Music in the World, Jody helped me finance My Dad is 100 Years Old. And I wrote it, and I asked Guy Maddie to direct. And the reason why I wanted Guy Maddie is that Guy Maddie has an aesthetic. I was very touched that he has that aesthetic. Because he has an aesthetic of films that are disappearing. And that has been the nightmare of my life. I have tried to preserve cinema, and also tried to preserve cinema of my parents. And I have seen these copies scratched, ruined, and it was heartbreaking. And then when I was working with Guy, I saw that Guy took that heartbreak and used it poetically in his work. And I thought, I need this artistic visual for My Dad is 100 Years Old, because the most endangered films were the one about my father. Because my mother had a very Hollywood career too, but Hollywood protects their film. Casablanca is still a film that makes money, so somebody is going to look after and make sure the copies are good. But this is not going to happen to a lot of my father's film. So I married my message of a daughter anxious to see her father's work, that I believe my father, I loved him as a daughter and I believed he was a genius, and dating him in the memory with Guy's visual narrative. But this created an alliance between Guy, Jody, and Laura, who's not here, but is Rick's wife. And Laura works for Robert Redford, who, as you know, does the Sundance. And the Sundance is an institution, it's a festival, it's enormous support of people that want to make films, whether they are first-time director, and generally they are very young, or old first-time director, like people that want to expand their career. So it was Laura that financed and helped us with My Dad is 100 Years Old. And then she offered me to make a series of short films for the web. And she said Redford is very interested in the environment. So if there is any references to the environment, he will be more willing to finance the film, to do this experiment for the web. And this is where I thought of green porno. And the title green porno comes because in Sundance there were many programs called green cooking, greenhouse, green transportation, all the alternatives, organic movements. And then I said to Laura, okay, I write the films, but I don't even know how to, how do I hire a cinematographer? How do I make the set? How do I make the costume? She said, oh, my husband will do that. And she introduced me Rick. And Rick is an extraordinary art director. And so the three of us, plus Andy, who came in because he's the one that executes the cuts. A lot of the reporter were done in paper, sort of origami. So the four of us made reporter that turned out to be quite successful, and we ended up making 28 episodes.
Gracias.
It's a long story.